Hey, welcome to Old Ass Movie Reviews. I'm Scott. There's Dave, and we are still in John Hughes month. On to
John
feature
Hughes.
number 3.
Mhm.
John Hughes. If you don't know who he is, look him up, and it should just say if you look up '80s in the dictionary, it says see John Hughes.
Right, right. There's a
That's
picture
pretty
of
much it.
him.
We're doing weird science.
Yeah, good movie. Good movie.
This is probably my least favorite John Hughes film.
Really
Really.
interesting.
But we'll
Okay.
get to it. You want to tell our listeners about the movie?
Yeah, it's about these two awkward kids in high school that they are just not popular. Nobody likes them. The only friends they have are each other.
Yeah,
So
Wyatt and Gary.
I was watching this show today, and I was trying to figure out where the whole we're going to make our own girl come from. And initially, it's he's watching Frankenstein on
Yeah,
TV, and which is cool. And initially, it was going to be a computer program, and then
yeah.
somehow they decided to make it a living thing. And there's a bit
It
of
was
dialogue.
accident.
Yeah, there's a bit of dialogue somewhere that I completely miss. How they're going to make this thing a living creature.
I don't think that was their plan.
That wasn't the plan. Okay, I didn't think so
It
because I'm
was.
like, what?
It was to do an AI so they could ask it
Right?
questions and put it in risky
Yeah,
sexual
that's what I thought.
situations.
But what I like is they get the Barbie, and the Barbie
Yeah.
is dressed like LeBrock.
Yes.
They put the chargers on either end. And what was funny is of course the kid's computer doesn't have enough RAM or memory or anything, so he breaks into SAC, Strategic Air Command's computer system, and he's just hacking the shit out of this thing until he gets all the RAM and derive whatever he needs. And he starts downloading it into his computer. And then all of a sudden they do an outside shot of the house and you just see the magical forces rolling across the
Yeah.
sky. The clouds are red. There's lightning going and boom, Kelly LeBrock is there. And it's such a great moment.
Yeah.
But they create an AI who's actually a living, breathing creature. And she helps them. She's basically their guardian angel for
Pretty much. That's a
better
good way to
term.
put it. That's a great way to put it.
And she becomes their guardian angel and she's teaching them how to be a better human being. These
Mhm.
guys are so into their own heads and they want to be popular. They want to go out and do things and they want to do this and do that. And they want a girlfriend, but they don't do anything to do that,
They
to
have no
become this.
confidence.
So
Yeah.
she just keeps pushing and pushing and pushing until they finally do things, out of their sphere of comfort. And that's a big thing in life is if don't get stuck in your comfortable bubble. Get out, expand your comfort zone, and you will find that you are a lot happier in the long run. It's uncomfortable. I've done it 100 times. I don't know about you, Scott, where you're just like, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And you like just tip your toe in a little bit. And you're like, oh, okay, I'll take a step in. Oh, this is uncomfortable. But then you just keep going a little bit further and a little bit
Yeah.
further and a little bit further. It's like running. It's whenever you take up running, you jog to the end of the block. You're dead tired. You're like, oh God, that's going to kill me. Then
But a
you,
block and a half the next day.
yeah, yeah, the next block and all that, all in all. But you eventually expand, and these guys eventually expand and become better
Yeah.
people. They're better kids for it. But it's all because of Kelly LeBrock and her guardian angelship pushing these guys forward until they actually respond in kind. And it's a love story between the three of them, but it's not. There's absolutely no sexual thing. Initially, it was going to be all sexual, but you find out real
This
quick that anything that she's doing to them that like is just to get them out of their bubble. It's not
yeah.
like she's actually attracted to them. She loves them like
Well,
you're my project.
there were some comments made in the way
Mm-hmm.
she acted that this could have very well been the script to a porno. Uh,
Yeah, this is true. But
yeah, it was a little bit awkward.
on that, the writing credits on IMDb, and I never knew this until I just looked at it. John Hughes, of course, wrote it.
Right.
Al Feldstein and William H. Gaines. Those two guys are old comic book writers.
Ah,
They went in and both are uncredited, but they each helped it. And I'm like, oh my God, it makes so much sense. If you
it
know who these
does.
two guys are, they were very sci-fi comic book stuff. They were EC Comics,
Okay.
basically. They were both connected to EC Comics. And I think Gaines was also connected to Mad Comics.
Oh wow.
So you get those, and I think Feldstein might have been too. I'll have to look. But
That name sounds very familiar.
when you get those two guys in there, you're like, no wonder it has that comic
It
book,
does, and that's neat to know.
otherworldly feel, you
Yeah.
know? So yeah, I was very shocked by that.
Yeah.
I had never known that before. So today I learned me something. Two comic book guys.
That is actually really cool. Now there was the fact that she was obviously in her 20s and they were 15,
Mhm.
and she did make a comment to Wyatt about sex.
Right.
So if it was playful banner or not, this whole movie, I know why in 1985, as a 15-year-old with raging hormones, loved this movie.
Kelly LeBrock.
I'm sorry. The end scene alone of her as the gym teacher.
With that said, I would have changed one thing about that scene.
What's that?
I would have put Gary and Wyatt in the front. And when everybody hits their head and falls back, Gary and Wyatt just look at each other and smile and then look back at her with big grins on their faces. So it would have showed that she's there to help them all through their high school career.
Yeah.
Because they were just like ninth graders. I think they were supposed to be.
Yeah, they were freshmen.
Right?
They were freshmen. Oh, yeah. Yeah,
so that would have been a little bit better for me, but that was a good scene where she blows the whistle and she's just being all Kelly LeBrock with the wind blowing in her hair, and
that's a beautiful scene.
The light shooting behind her back.
Yeah. John Hughes has a recurring theme through his writings, and Kelly LeBrock is this movie's John Bender.
Yeah. Only
she's
better
the catalyst or the foil or whatever. Yes, much better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Without her, Wyatt and Gary never come into their own, have the confidence. Now, what I love about this movie is I'm watching it, and we get to this scene where Kelly LeBrock's just about fucking had it with these two imbeciles, and so she unleashes some biker gang. But what's great is that biker gang, when you see him, it's like, my God, that looks like Lord General from Road Warrior.
Yes, it is.
It is Vernon Wells in the exact same fucking clothes and makeup from the Road Warrior.
I remember laughing the first time I saw that. I cried laughing. But the best thing is, and it's the guy from The Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah, Michael Berryman.
He's the guy from Hills Have Eyes. I don't know who the guy was with the mask. I don't either. I would almost be willing to bet that was John Hughes. Because his face is so, and I think he makes a point in being in all of his movies.
Really? I don't even know what he looks like.
But I could be wrong. I'd like to find out. I'm sure I got the cast here someplace. But it's very funny because Ilian Mitchell Smith, the guy who played Wyatt, I don't know that he did anything else.
I don't know.
Let's tap on him real quick.
All right. So while you're doing that, I will continue speaking about this. While David looks up to see whatever happened to Ilian Smith, let's talk about John Hughes. And the film does have a recurring theme that he likes to put in about I can't even speak. But if there's one thing that John Hughes does right and that he does understand is kids and people and human behavior. And again, we see that in here. Robert Downey Jr. was a surprise to me to see in this movie.
I remember him differently. I thought he was one of their nerd friends.
No, he was a bully, but it was interesting. The bullies were not who I thought they would have been in this movie. They were kind of weird looking too. They were kind of outsiders.
They weren't exactly.
They weren't your jocks.
Yeah, they weren't the typical bullies.
Now there is, I think, a callback or shout out to Breakfast Club in this movie with Gary's character. At one point, I almost thought he was the same character from Breakfast Club because they not only they're at Shermer High, the same high school, the exact same high school, but they mentioned him having a girlfriend in Canada. Now, doesn't he say that to John Bender?
He does say that. That's why for a second there, I thought it was the same character too. Now I remember what you're talking about because he's like, no, you don't know her, you don't know her.
And it's like, oh my God!
But his name wasn't Gary, it
was Brian, was it?
I think it was Brian. Oh, it's too bad because that would have been hysterical. He
It would
should
have
have just
been.
left the name the same and just made everybody
Yeah.
wonder.
It,
But
it was hard. It's Anthony Michael Hall. By the time he's doing this movie, he is so freaking comfortable. I don't know which order
yeah,
he's done these in, but
I don't know.
he is so smooth in this movie. Um,
And he did a series a while back where I forgot the name of it, where
Dead Zone,
he Dead Zone, where if he touches you,
very
he can
good
read your
series.
mind.
Yes,
That that was a
it really
great
was.
series. He
He was
really blew my
excellent.
mind because I didn't know he was in the series. He
Yeah.
wasn't in the movie. Gary Goldman.
No, I thought it was. Damn, I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't think
Forgot who
Gary
was in.
Oldman's in the Dead Zone movie. I thought it was Walken. I thought it was Christopher Walken.
Maybe it was Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
But when he was in the series, he did that really well. I
Oh
was
God,
like,
yeah.
holy crap, he did a really good job. I was like, this guy's got good for him. He's got some really good acting chops. So he's a good
Yeah.
guy. He's another guy you never hear anything bad about in Hollywood.
No.
There are very few that are still around. But the Ilian Michael Smith, he's got a lot of stuff here on
Oh, good.
IMDb. I just don't know how big his parts are in any of these movies.
Yeah.
He's in
Well,
something
he's
called
working, so that's good.
yeah. Well, he was. I don't know.
Yeah.
The last thing that I'm seeing was in two Bad Music, something called Bad Music, something called Daniel in 1983. He did a lot of shit in 83, like
Oh, well, that's before
yeah,
this. Yeah.
83,
So
88,
hey.
2020, Bad Music, something. I don't know. I can't make it out. I'm not wearing my. I have to find
Oh,
that.
great. Well, that's awesome. So anyway,
Bad Music Video Theater. I don't know what
nice.
that means. I don't know what that is, but evidently he was in it.
Nobody
I don't
knows
know
what
how
it
or
is.
why. But it's just very odd that he did a lot of neat stuff. I mean, Bill Paxton. I forgot Bill Paxton was in this.
Chet. I love Bill Paxton. I am
Bastard. Such a bastard.
He is, but this is just it. I go all the way back to Streets of Fire with Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
He had such a small role in that, and every time I have seen Bill Paxton, he gives it his all, and he makes these characters alive and real.
Mhm.
And Chet, my God, he was so fucking real. I love Chet.
Yeah, Chet right off the bat.
Oh my God.
He makes whoever hired him not sorry for hiring him.
Yeah.
Because you know you're going to get your money's worth out of this guy. He was such a good actor.
Gone too soon, man.
Yeah, way too soon. I know you say that a lot about people, but yeah, gone way too soon. I made notes on this one.
I mean, Betty White made it 99 years, and when she's gone too soon.
Yeah,
we
she
needed
could have
another
stuck
99.
around for another 20 at least.
Yeah. What the hell? Now Keith Richards is going to get the planet.
That motherfucker. He's got to have some cockroach blood in him. He's got to have some genetic cockroach genetics in him.
Blood.
He's snorting cockroaches or something. He's grinding them up, turning them to powder. I like the Twilight Zone sequence on the computer in the very beginning whenever they're setting up the computer and you see the I and the E equals MC squared, and that was pretty cool.
That's one of the things about that computer scene. And to our listeners and viewers, if you go back and watch these 80s movies and older movies, computer hacking is so fucking ridiculous looking in these, but it was cool then.
Yeah. Made it look like all you had to do is go type, and you're hacked in.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Matthew Broderick and War Games.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to think. Oh, when Anthony Michael Hall's character was at the bar with all the guys at the table, he's getting drunk.
Why did he start speaking jive?
Because he was drunk. Because he was drunk by that time, and he was hanging out with all the black guys.
So like that's what happens to me. I start talking jive when I'm drunk.
Yeah, why not?
I just thought, what the fuck? It was funny. It's a funny scene because they were like, drink.
Drink. And did you notice the one guy that's sitting behind him to his left, who hands him the drink and is patting him on the back when he starts to take the drink?
and grabs his.
He was one of, I'm not sure what movie it was in, but we've seen it. He was one of the karate guys in one of the movies that we've seen. And I've seen him in other stuff. He was a character actor. I don't know if he's doing anything else right now, but he was let me see if I can find him up on any of this.
Very cool. So that's.
But he was funny. He was Seen him in a lot of stuff back in the day.
So in this, the movie starts off kind of weird, is at least with Wyatt and Gary and their relationship with Lisa, Kelly LeBrock's character. It starts off, at least with me, I was thinking, hey, it's almost like they made it. I forgot about the other two girls,
right?
And that she was there just to let them come into their own, build confidence, and in true John Hughes form, be true to yourself, be your authentic self.
Yep. And it's very funny because as I was watching the movie, I'm like, this whole thing is about being true to yourself and following what you want and without hurting anyone else in the process.
Yeah.
And the minute I said that, Anthony Michael Hall's character is talking to the blonde. He's like, I'm not what you see. I'm not the cool guy. I'm not cool.
Yeah.
Because that car's not mine. And, these clothes aren't even mine. And the girl's just like, that's okay. I like you for you. She says, why are you telling me this? He says, because I want you to like me. And she's like, well, I like you for you. And then, then they do the kiss.
That's a sweet moment.
It was a very sweet moment. But you're right. That's exactly what John Hughes does. He writes a movie he wrote movies to show you or to show people you don't have to be figure out what's going to make you happy. You don't have to be what somebody else thinks you are. And I know I fell into this for a long time. I'm imagine you have. I think everybody falls into this for a while, where you start thinking that you're supposed to be something else, and then eventually you realize, you start looking around going, I'm not even comfortable doing this. I don't like doing this. I don't like the thing that I am right now. Why am I? And then when you sit back and start thinking about it, you're like, because I thought I was supposed to be. I thought that's what everybody out here was looking at. And now you're just like,
inside.
Yeah,
you never look inside and see yourself.
And I think you have to. I think everybody has to kind of step out of themselves and look and go, okay, that's time to rearrange. Time to dust the shelves now and move things around and change my life.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly it. No, I mean that's exactly it, and that's what he's done. Is he did that, and here we are, you and I in our 50s, looking at this, and we get that message. I see it. Yeah. I don't think I got that message when I was 15 to just be yourself. You know what I got? I got a hot ass Kelly LeBrock on my screen, and I'm drooling.
Yeah,
that's all I remember.
Yeah.
And there are boobies in this movie. I'm just saying.
I forgot about the boobies until right before it happened. The wife looks over and he goes, gratuitous boob shot. And I was like, oh, I got to write that one down.
Yep, it's coming. It's coming. It's 80s.
Because I forgot about it. I literally, because it's such a stupid thing to have. Like,
it wasn't necessary.
There was so I have no idea why he even had that. I mean,
because he wanted to.
Well, yeah, but serious. I guess it was the 80s, and it's PG. We got to do this.
Every fucking movie we've watched in the 80s. It's my God.
Did Pretty in Pink have a breast shot?
No, I don't think so. No.
No? Okay. I thought maybe they were in the shower.
Yes, isn't it? There's something like, look at them, they're so perfect, or something like that.
Yeah, that's what it. Yeah, so there's even a breast shot in that is unnecessary. So whatever.
Which we will talk about that one next week.
Right. Here's the one thing that I think I discovered. Maybe I noticed it the last time I watched it. The movie is mostly about Wyatt. Because
yes.
Anthony Michael Hall's character has quite a bit more confidence than Wyatt.
Yeah.
But he doesn't push himself out there. Like, you figure that if, let's say, Wyatt moved, Anthony Michael Hall would do one of two things: fall apart or step out of his comfort zone naturally. Yeah. That's what I figure. I think that the universe came together and dropped the angel Kelly LeBrock down for Wyatt. Yeah, and for Gary's character, for lack of a better term, but mostly I think she was there for Wyatt, because she spent actual quality time with Wyatt more so than Gary's character. She would push Gary. She'd push Anthony Michael Hall's character a little bit, but she would literally have conversations with Wyatt.
That's true. She was more there for Wyatt. Yeah. This is Wyatt's movie, because you got Wyatt's brother Chet, Bill Paxton, extorting the shit out of him. I love what she does to him, turns him into a grotesque toad.
Well, I don't even know. I thought he was always a big pile of poop.
Yeah, I did too. I love that
Whatever
she
he
took
was. Oh,
she took the grandparents and put them in the pantry.
freezes him, puts him in the pantry. They're fine. They stick. Good news is they've stopped aging.
Now, here's something that I've noticed. Next week we're doing Pretty in Pink, and that is one of my all-time favorite movies, and it is definitely my favorite John Hughes.
No,
film.
we already did Pretty in Pink.
Sorry, 16 Candles.
16 Candles.
I'm an idiot.
No,
so anyway, 16 Candles, Pink, Molly Ringwald, it all blends together.
It all. I was waiting for Molly Ringwald to show up in this one. I'm like,
I know, right?
She gotta be in this one.
School.
She was in everything John Hughes did.
But I don't even know where I was going with that train of thought. And if I come back to it, no, it's good because I meant to say 16 Candles.
Well, we were talking about him being a pile of shit. The grandparents being frozen.
Okay, grandparents. That was it. And the way he writes about the grandparents in 16 Candles, you also see that in Christmas Vacation. And then you see the grandparents again here. And they're very similar in style and everything. And that's one of the things I love about John Hughes is he writes or wrote real characters, people you can relate to, or these people, and it makes it so comical.
Yeah, well, what is that thing that she says whenever the grandfather's hitting people? Don't come in here hitting people with your, what was it, your David Niven?
Yeah.
Your David Niven cap? And they're just looking at her. Well, who are you? Well, I'm their friend. Well, we're going to call the cops. Well, you wait right here. I'll go get them. Next thing you know, the kitchen's solid blue. All the plates are blue. Everything is blue.
And there's a Persian missile running through the house.
And the grandparents are in a cupboard, frozen.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, that's funny.
Yeah.
What else did I write down? Oh, then there's always the teachable moment. Like after the gratuitous boob shot, whenever she has to go tell them, you have people down here that are being terrorized. You have to go get them. You have to go save these people. And everything is about coming out of your shell and doing the right thing. Mm-hmm. And they were ready to just go, whatever, until those bikers grabbed the two girls that they were interested in.
Which, they grabbed them on purpose because Kelly LeBrock's character is controlling this whole fucking
the whole
scenario.
Thing. And the good thing is, I don't think either one of those guys, the two boys, were counting on Kelly LeBrock's character, Lisa, to come and save them. I think that was an actual, we got to save these guys because nobody else is here to do it thing. I don't think they were even thinking about Lisa coming down.
I don't think they were either.
He's got the gun in his hand. I mean, he just
that switch flipped and boom, he was there. And
that was good.
His life changed after that.
Oh, very much so.
And that's another message.
Another message. You have to stand up to bullies.
Yeah.
You just have to. Kids, stand up to bullies. You don't have to kill them. You don't have to draw a gun on them. You don't have to stab them. But you do have to stand up for yourself and your own rights. Message. There's no kids listening to this.
There's only a few people listening to it, and I'm sure they're all over 10.
That's right. So. I like whenever the missile is all up, and you see the top of the house, the point of the missile, and then that dove comes and flies and lands on the top of it. I'm like, message.
That was perfect. I saw this. Oh fuck!
It was brilliant. It was damn funny. I want to know how they got that damn dove to land on that missile just like that, though. How many tries? I want to know how many takes it was for that damn bird to land there.
Oh yeah. So, you have any other notes on this one?
Just that, mostly about Lisa. I wrote down the dove on the missile. The anthropomorphic personification of science, sexuality, intelligence, and a guardian angel. She's all these things mixed together for these two guys.
Yes. And let me bring something up on that. And I'm not even going to go into and even talk about how this movie looks in 2022. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. But what I am going to say is I found it interesting that when they were finding what they wanted when they were going to create this AI. They were feeding in Playboy magazines, you know, hot chicks, different parts. But then they add Albert Einstein.
Right.
They want a genius.
They did that to a couple of places. I mean, it wasn't just Einstein. That was the picture of, but they were adding other stuff. They were adding
a lot of smart stuff.
A lot of smart things in there. That's why, you know, this all worked.
They didn't want a bimbo.
No.
And that's initially, again, I thought that was interesting.
Initially, the joke was he's like when they were checking out the brain capacity. Yeah. Initially, it was like 5th grade, you know, airhead or something like that, or I forgot what it was. Can't carry a conversation, and they were like, ha 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 ha. But then when Gary looked around, it's like, we could do this. We can do this. When he started getting serious about it, the two of them were. That's when they were like, no, she's got to be everything that we could possibly want in a human being, and an angel and a beauty. And that's when they started doing the brains. I think, didn't they put in like something karate? Like there was
so much stuff. Yeah.
Like they were just feeding everything to make the perfect, you know, woman, person, angel, whatever you want. But I thought that was pretty funny. And I like how she waits patiently for Chet. She's sitting in the kitchen. She knows Chet's there. She's just drinking her tea, waiting for Chet to show up, waiting for Chet to come into the kitchen so she can just destroy him.
Just turn him into a giant poop.
Poop or whatever.
Oh my God. And he's so funny when he's talking as that thing.
My only question is, and I'm guessing it did because the missile and everything disappeared and the house got cleaned up. But my only thing is, I hope she fixed the dad's memory before Gary got home.
I know, right? That was awesome.
Who's Gary? Who's Gary?
That was a funny running gag throughout the movie. Was Anthony Michael Hall's parents?
That was good.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm fit. I could kick your ass. Al or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. You know, this. I don't know what. Damn, I am like having a day. Okay,
you're having one of my days.
I'm having a CRS day. I can't remember what was just coming out of my mouth. Anyway, I will give my final thoughts on this film. I might have said earlier that this is my least favorite John Hughes film, and that stands. But that doesn't mean I hate this film.
Right. That's a big. I mean, there's a lot of.
Yeah. I mean, it's just not this one doesn't do it for me as much. I love to see the John Hughes writing style and the way he writes characters, and I can relate. The 80s, I was the age of Wyatt and Gary. That was me. That was, you know, so every time I watch these films, it is a transportation right back into my teenage years. Right. And I dig it. But I see the movies as an adult differently because I see the messages.
Right.
And in the 80s, I saw boobs.
Yeah. You saw Kelly LeBrock in little blue underwears and a tank top. So, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do recommend anybody watching film, and we talk about John Hughes, that he should be studied, and he is in classes and stuff. So it's
if he's not, he should be.
Yeah, he is. And there's reason for it because he was a brilliant writer and very prolific, and he understood people. And this is a fun one. This is typical 80s. That's all I got to say. It's worth a watch. Will I watch it again? Probably.
Right.
Dave?
Yeah. Let me go. I just want to go down and give everybody the credits here real quick. Anthony Michael Hall was Gary Wallace. Kelly LeBrock was Lisa, the guardian angel. And in this picture, she still looks very, very pretty. She looks very nice. It's good for her. Ian Mitchell Smith was Wyatt Donnelly. Bill Paxton, God bless him, was Chet Donnelly. Susan Snyder was the little blonde Deb, the girl that falls in love with Gary. Judy Aronson was Hilly, the little dark-haired girl that falls in love with Wyatt. Robert Downey Jr. is Ian. He played such a stinker in this one. Yeah. And then Robert Russler was his sidekick. That was Max. And I always
seen him before too. Yeah.
I know he played in a lot of stuff
Oh,
back
I'm sure.
then. But yeah, this is a good movie. I don't have as big a problem with it, or I don't. It is probably up there. I'm going to be hated. I'm going to be so hated for this, but my least favorite so far that I can see of Hughes's films was probably Ferris Bueller. And I
Oh,
like
I
Ferris
agree.
Bueller.
Oh, I
I
like
like
Ferris
Ferris
Bueller
Bueller,
too. I
but it's not my favorite film. Like there are some people who swear by it, and I'm like, not my favorite film.
I've seen it a lot, and no, it's
Mhm.
not mine either. I'll just give.
Right,
We're not even going to review it, but
right,
I'm going to say no. I mean, yeah, watch it for '80s, watch it for John Hughes, same type of things.
yeah, good
But
movie.
I did not fall in love with it like everybody else did.
Right,
I'm right there with you. I
good.
love the scene with Cameron in the Ferrari in the garage when he finally loses his shit. Here it is. Here's John Hughes again
Yeah,
saying,
yeah,
"Fuck it, I'm going to be who I am. I don't care if my dad likes me or
right.
hates me." And he loves this car more than me, and he kicks the car off into there, and it's like,
Mm.
it's a beautiful scene, and it's John Hughes having somebody come into their own. I think the
Yeah.
movie's more Cameron than it is. Damn, I'm going to sit here and review fucking Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, you're right though. But real quick, we don't even have to watch Ferris Bueller. But I agree
There
with
you
you.
go.
That's more about that character coming into his own because
Yep.
Ferris is already in his. Ferris,
Yes.
there's Ferris. Ferris is the trickster god.
Yes.
He's the guy who's pulling his friends with him. Come on,
Yes.
let's go on an adventure. I don't want to
Yep.
go. Come with me. We're gonna have fun. Come with me. Can't you see a
Yep.
world imagination?
Yeah. So well, hello. It's the same theme, that he
Yeah.
does, which
Yeah,
is
and it's
great.
a good thing. But the good thing about him, and we'll wrap this up as soon as I say this really annoying thing. The good thing about him is he does tell the same theme a lot. He uses the same theme: coming of age, coming into your own, the trickster that's there to help him. You
Yep.
can look at Pretty in Pink and say it was Ducky. For a
Ducky,
very
John
good,
Bender,
yeah.
Ferris Bueller,
John Bender, Ferris
Lisa.
Bueller, Lisa. These are all the tricksters, God. These are all the people who come forward and pull you out of yourself.
Yep.
And they're the friend that you need, not the
When you
one that
need 'em.
you wanted. You're not the person you thought you wanted, but it's
Yeah.
the person you want and you need by the time the end of the story.
Yeah.
Like, I
That's a
want
good
you now.
point.
I want you in my life. I need you in my life. You've pulled me out of hell, of my own mind.
Yeah.
Not
And
to
Christmas
get too
Vacation,
psychological.
it's Cousin Eddie.
Yes. Yes. Perfect. Yes. Cousin Eddie is the trickster. Yes, he is. You're absolutely right. He is the one who says, I can fix this. I know how to fix my favorite cousin's problem. And he goes and fixes it.
So what we're saying is John Hughes appears to have written the same story multiple times in different ways, and it's beautiful.
In the same theme, and it's never boring. You can
Exactly.
find things that are similar, but they're not the same story. There's too many writers out there that go, oh, I can write this story, but now I'm just going to change the names,
Yeah.
And Pretty in Pink 15 movies later, people realize this is the same freaking movie. This guy did it, God only knows how many movies, and he always had the same type of theme, but it's
And they're
never
all
the same
different.
movie. It's
Nope.
yeah, it's never. This was a science fiction movie.
Yeah.
I mean, and God bless this guy, man. He was a damn good writer. I don't know anything about him personally, and I do not look him up because I don't want to hate him. So,
Yeah. I don't think you will.
I've never heard anything bad about him.
No.
So yeah, definitely recommend it. I recommend as far as I know, any John Hughes film that I've ever seen, I would recommend.
Absolutely.
Absolutely watch them. They're good stories, good storytelling. And if you're a writer or you just like good stories, I would recommend John Hughes films.
Definitely. And another nice 80s soundtrack with a lot of the same bands. But we have Oingo Boingo's Weird Science, which is very recognizable. So with that being said, next week is 16 Candles, not Pretty in Pink. We've already done it.
16
I get my Molly Ringwalds confused, and my Claires and my Sams. I
Okay, real quick. Speaking of 16 Candles, have you ever seen Betsy's Wedding?
No.
We're gonna have to review Betsy's Wedding because to me, that's the sequel to 16 Candles.
Really?
It's not a sequel at all. It's not the same parents, it's not the same family, but it's her, Molly Ringwald getting married.
Oh, so it's a Molly Ringwald movie.
Yeah, it's a Molly Ringwald movie. It's absolutely brilliant, and it's got Alan Alda in it as her dad.
Oh, awesome!
I think it's Molly Ringwald getting married in this one. I want to say it's her getting. Yeah,
this sounds familiar now that you said Alan Alda.
Yeah. It's such a good movie, and we'll have to review that in the future,
Yes,
maybe
yes,
2022 sometime. It's a fun movie.
Yeah,
But after we do 16 Candles, Scott and I were talking. We're gonna go find some bad movies because
yes,
you
it's
can only
back
take
to the
so
pits
many.
of
How
cinema
many months
despair.
of, yeah, how many months of good movies have we done? Like 2 or 3, right? I mean,
Yeah, 2 or 3. And honestly, I'm sick of watching good movies.
we gotta find some bad ones because originally we started doing this just for fun, just to do bad movies. We're gonna find the worst of the worst, and then we did so many bad movies. You're like, oh my god, we gotta find some good movies.
My palate has been cleansed. It's back to our never-ending quest. We will not end this podcast until we find something to dethrone the Star Wars Holiday Special.
We have to do 2 of them. We have to find one to take Star Wars Holiday Special and Night of 1,000 Cats.
Well, those are the 2 positions right now.
Yeah, those are, I mean, they're so close together.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
We got to get 2 really bad movies to dethrone both of them, and I don't think we will.
I don't either. So listeners, watchers out there, please drop us a line with your something so horrible that we will consider it worse than Star Wars Holiday Special and Night of 1,000 Cats.
But please make it fun and not porn.
Damn. Yes.
You have to be specific, Scott. You have to
I know. Give a shout out to the new subscribers we've received on YouTube and are listening to us. Thank you very much. And we will see you next week with Molly Ringwald and another John Hughes film.
And don't forget, hit the like button, hit the share button, make a comment. And if you, like Scott said, think of a good bad movie or a bad good movie.
Or a good movie.
or a good movie. We're not picky. You've seen some of the crap we watch. We're not that picky. So you folks have a good day, have a good night, have a good week, and God bless.
Peace out.
Cheers.